Hey, it's Dustin, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I went from just a basic idea for a coloring book to having it published in just about 6 hours worth of work. So stay tuned, and let's start by going into ChatGPT and looking through the images that I created here. Okay, so to do this, I use the brand new Coloring Book Hero GPT that's made by OpenAI. If you go into the GPT menu, it'll be one of the like dozen or so pre-mades that are available on the list there. So I opened that up and I said here, I want to create a coloring book on the theme of cryptids. It'll be aimed at an older audience, 12 plus to adults, so designs can be fairly complex. If you aren't familiar with what cryptids are, they're creatures of modern folklore such as Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, Chupacabra, etc. I want the illustrations to be in a more adorable and cute style, what you could describe as kawaii or chibi art almost, as opposed to realistic and scary. Let me know if you need any specifics or other details, as this is my first time creating a coloring book. I'll eventually want to self-publish this coloring book on Amazon KDP. I want the pages to be 8.5 by 11 inches. So here's the first one that it spit out for me. Got a cute little Bigfoot there. So here's a cute and whimsical chibi style Bigfoot for your coloring book, designed to be engaging for an older audience with elements that are easy to color. I said, that looks good. Can you do Mothman next? Now do the Loch Ness Monster. This one came out a little bit too simple, so I said, can you make it more detailed like the first two? Then it gave me this one instead, so that's pretty cool. This one I said to a Chupacabra. I said, this looks too much like a fox. Can you add some spikes running from the top of its head down its spine, give it larger claws and maybe some lizard-like characteristics while also still maintaining the overall dog-like appearance? Give me this. And I said, do a Yeti. That one turned out fine. Do a Kraken. Do the Jersey Devil, Mongolian Deathworm, Thunderbird. And some of these are like, I'm going to have to go into a program later to kind of standardize all these. For some reason, it gives like these blocks on the top and made them all square. Some of them are like rotated, like these. Flatwoods Monster, I had kind of like problems with this. So I had to prompt it like 3 times before I got one that I liked. An Alien. Wendigo, this one was the hardest. It made like a fluffy Bigfoot deer with antlers at first. And then it started doing this thing where it like puts 2 of them in the image, and I had to correct it. And then just the background. Also, the longer and longer I kept going at this, it would start like putting pencil crayons and random things in the image. It was like hallucinating based on the fact that it was a coloring book. So that's something to watch out for. And then start doing 2 images again. Eventually I got something I like, but you can see here the weird pencil crayons that it's starting to incorporate into the design. So I don't know why it does that. Okay, then I did Jackalope. I did the Rake, Slenderman. I said this one is like, just looks like a person. Can you make it more like Slenderman? I ended up not putting Slenderman in the book because I think it might be copywritten. So I just left it out. This is a Skinwalker. I wasn't totally happy with how this turned out. As basically just like a Navajo cute wolf, but I didn't know what else to go with in terms of direction, so I just left that. Yeah, Spring-Heeled Jack, Leprechaun, Gnome, Vampires, Werewolf. It just made like a wolf, and it made like a weird like furry style muscular one, and I corrected it to that. Got the Grim Reaper. I said this was too simple, so let's do like a graveyard to put it in. This, like I said, with the ghosts and stuff, it starts putting these pencil crayons. It does something really weird with that later. I forget what it did. Cyclops, Golem, Trolls. Oh, this, where the pencils crayons start actually being like in the image, which is really annoying. And this one, it actually gave me like a table with real life pencil crayons laying over top of the image. So that was annoying. I had to kind of get it back on track from there. I got pretty good. So I just made all these. Then I tried doing a few scenes at the end. Like I wanted like a whole bunch of cryptids in one scene. So I got like a campfire one there. Got like at the beach. I don't like how that one turned out. It like dropped the chibi style and went back to being kind of creepy. So we did that. I got this one. I had to edit some of these too to make like the colors. This shouldn't be filled in because you want to color it, right? So I had to go in and like fix that later on. Got that. And then I tried to get some borders and stuff to use on the image, but that didn't really work out. I did a Sphinx and a Phoenix there. And then since these were square, I knew that I would have to put like a background on the page. So I asked it to do a background too. So I got these 2 backgrounds, and then what I did is I just kind of alternated like every other page. I changed the background up on those. So then I opened up a program called GIMP. It's basically like a free version of Photoshop. So like for this image, for example, also I think some of them had like slight color in the images. Like for example, this one, the background is like overlapping and it's got color. So I went in, I cropped this out to make sure that all the images were the same size. I set them all to grayscale. I did a couple little edits where there was the weird like dolly type glitches, not like 6-finger hands or anything, but there was like a swing set in one picture that was cut off and the chain was just hanging for nothing, stuff like that. So I had to fix a couple images like that. But now I'll show you in Canva how I actually went about creating this. Thanks for watching this far. It really means a lot. If you're finding value in my content, consider joining our community of AI and writing enthusiasts by subscribing. It's a simple click for you, but it makes a big difference and helps keep you updated with our latest insights and tutorials, which I share multiple times a week. Don't forget to give a thumbs up too if you're enjoying the video. Okay, so I hopped in Canva. I typed in coloring book. I started off with actually this mandala coloring book worksheet. I just ended up, I didn't really need it in the end. I could have just started with a blank page, but I went in with that. So I'll show you what I ended up with. Okay, so this is my title page that I made. I just threw like a quick picture on there from the first Bigfoot image that I made. Put a title and my name. There's going to be a separate title page that I had to make for Amazon, so I can show you that separately. But basically, I just made like this legal thing in there with my ISBN number. So this is what the pages look like. See if I can zoom in a little more. That's pretty good. So I put this background on here. I set the opacity to like 70%. Then I just pasted the actual image. I kind of wish that I put a border around this, but I couldn't figure out a really easy way to do that. And then every image, I've got this little rectangle in the background and then its name. I just looked up like what's a cute font that's available in Canva, and I used one of those. I only did every other page and left them blank because I didn't want, if somebody's using marker or something, these are going to print off in just like standard 55-pound A4 like paper that would be used for novels or something. It's not cardstock. There's not really an option to do like thicker paper in Amazon KDP, so I don't want people getting angry because they like colored on one side and it ruins the picture on the other side. So each picture is only on one page. We got like Mothman, so you can see I used this background on this one, and then I used a different background on the next one. And then what I did, I just I duplicated each of these pages like 20 times, the Bigfoot and the Mothman, and then I just replaced the image and replaced the name on each one. So it was a pretty quick process once I got the initial design set up. So we got like Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, and it just kind of goes all the way down. So that's what the book looks like. I don't really have like a final page or anything. This one I didn't put a title on because it's so large that I thought it would just be a good full page thing. We got like Cryptid Beach Day, Cryptid Campfire. I don't know how people are going to feel about like having this wasted space on the page, but I was really worried that when it prints, I don't know how close to the edge you can get. So I wanted to make sure that the actual picture that people were coloring on was on the entire page. They can always like cut that out or whatever they want to do. Also, I've got kind of like satanic imagery, like pentagrams and stuff in the background and skulls on some of these backgrounds. So I don't know if people are going to be upset about that with like younger kids. But anyways, so that's how my book ended up. I'm going to show you in GIMP what the title page looks like. That was one of the more finicky things. Okay, so like I said, this is GIMP. It's basically like a free open source version of Photoshop. So I created my cover in here. This is one of the more finicky parts of the process. So if I kind of like hide all this, you can see the guide. So this is what you get from Amazon. You have to basically fill out a form saying like how big you want the paper to be and how many pages the book is, and then it will adjust like the thickness of the spine and stuff like that accordingly. So anything that's red here, you want an image there, but it's going to get cut off in the process basically. So you can't have any text or anything in these red areas. It'll automatically print a barcode down here when you create your book. So basically I did like a cover image here. I'm not totally in love with this, but I don't know, it is what it is. So you can see I like to put down the opacity on here so that I can see and make sure that everything seems lined up good. And then I put my like text and stuff on there. Got the background on there. I can lower that as well so that I can see where the image is going to go, everything's going to look like. And then when you're all done with that, you basically just, flatten the image and send that off to Amazon to be included in your book. So for actually creating your book in Amazon, you'll go into your KDP dashboard. You can see here, I uploaded the book. It's in review. It's been about 24 hours so far. It says they can take up to 72 hours. Usually my books take about 12 hours. I think because this is a coloring book and it's just images, maybe they're taking a closer look at it, seeing if they can find where I took the images from. Sometimes they ask for proof of having the rights to the images. So I'm also kind of like half expecting them to send me a email and be like, can you prove that you own these pictures? So because this is like in a review process, I can't show you there, but basically what you would do is go up here to create. We'll say, because it's a coloring book, I don't need an ebook, so I'm just going to say paperback. You enter your book title here. See if I can make this a little larger. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Put your book title in here. Edition number if you want it, your name, first and last name, or your pen name if you're using one. You want to get a good description of your book here with some good keywords in there. You say, I own the copyright to this. Reading age, primary marketplace. You have to say if your book is low content, like journals and stuff. Keywords, publication date. Next tab, let me see if it'll go to this. No, it won't let me continue. But the next one, you go to this page and you actually upload the manuscript. So what I did is I went into Canva. So they actually got me to sign up for the 30-day free trial for Canva because I needed that to upscale this image large enough. So I went in here, you say download, and then I changed the size to be like 1.75 times because I wanted it to be like so many pixels so it would show up good, because this page is going to be like the size of an actual piece of paper, right? So I want that to be large. And then I actually chose PDF print for the coloring book, and then I downloaded that. You upload it into KDP, and then you take the cover image that I showed you. There's a separate spot where you upload that. And then there's like pricing and stuff. So there's a basic cost to print this. I think it costs like $2.80 or so as like the base printing cost. And the minimum they would let me do was like $7.10 for some reason. I ended up pricing it at $9.99. So for every book that I sell, I'm going to get, okay, so I'm going to continue without saving because I can't really show you anything else here. So for each book that I sell for $9.99, I'm going to get like about $3.70 or something from it, I think is the amount of profit. And then expanded distribution, if it goes into like bookstores or something, it's even lower than that. So right now I'm just waiting for this in review. When this is done, I don't know, I might upload this video just at this point, or I might add on setting up the ad process. So if I don't do the ad things, let me know if you want me to see what it looks like to set up Amazon ads for your books. And I can kind of walk through that too. But yeah, this is the whole process of creating your own coloring book. It took me about 2 hours to generate all the actual images that go in the book, and then probably another 2 hours of formatting everything and laying it all out in the book, and then probably another 2 hours doing the actual publishing on the back end at Amazon KDP, as well as designing a cover. Probably took an hour of that too, because that's probably one of the more finicky parts of the process. Okay, so just a little update. It's been about 48 hours and my book did get rejected. I got an email from KDP saying that I have to add 0.125 to my book's page width and 0.25 to the page height to ensure that the image extends beyond the page. I guess that's just for like bleed and stuff when it prints. So I had to go into KDP here, resize it. Instead of 8.5 by 11, it's now 8.625 by 11.25 inches. So I've downloaded a new copy. All these pages have been resized, and then I'm going to go back in here to KDP. Now I can continue my setup. So when it gets rejected, it goes from in review to back to a draft. So I got to continue my setup here. So I wasn't able to show second page later. I think I'm actually going to come in here and change the keywords in a second, but for now, let's save and continue. We're going to go into this paperback content. So all that I have to do, so this is the second page. But for self-publishing, you just want to click here to get a free ISBN for your book. Choose your page type and size. And then your manuscript gets uploaded here, and then your cover gets uploaded here. And AI generated content. So I said yes, none of the text is AI generated, but the images are generated with, I said you can choose extensive editing or minimal or no editing. I did like backgrounds and stuff, and I kind of like did little Photoshop stuff. So I'm saying extensive editing. Translations, no. And you can see that your book is going to cost $2.84 to print. So I'm just going to go here, upload my new manuscript. Should be on my desktop there. Interior revised. This is going to take a minute, and then I'll have to like go through and make sure it still looks okay. Okay, so once it's done like the preliminary quality check, it gives you this page so that you can go through and check everything. I'm just making sure that all the text is within the red line to make sure that nothing gets cut off here. That all looks fine. The cover was from before, so that's going to be fine. Same thing with here. If it looks okay for one, then it's going to be okay for all of them. So this dotted line, this picture is well within that, and then this one is also well within that line, so that should be fine. Nothing's cut off on that page. They all look good. So I'll just kind of click through and make sure nothing looks super out of whack, like if a picture somehow ended up on the left page on the back of a different page or something. So far looks good. Ooh, those ones are going to be cut off a little bit, but I actually don't care. Oh, only that one. The white got cut off a little bit, and this is right to the side. But there's nothing like actually on the image, so I'm fine with that. And then this one is going to get cropped a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to approve that. Fingers crossed. If that bleed issue is resolved, now it should be fine. I wanted to add some more. Okay, so that's updated. Looks like you've made some changes. By clicking this, I confirm my answers are accurate. I'm going to go back to the details. Save that. I know I have one keyword spot left, so I'm going to go put something in there. I wonder if I should add coloring book for adults to the subtitle. I guess not. Okay, that's all fine. I own the copyright to this. I'm going to say in here, coloring book for adults. I have the Canadian version there. See if that matters. I'm going to say coloring book for kids here because coloring book for adults, just coloring book is already in the title. So I'm going to do coloring book for kids, scripted, Q, kawaii, it should be. That's fine. I don't know why this is here. I guess because it's like the second attempt. That's fine. So we're going to save that. I kind of want to change the cover a little bit because the front cover is actually going to wrap to the spine. I was wondering if I should do the back cover on the spine, but I think it's going to be fine. So we'll leave that the way it is. Continue. All the pricing and stuff is going to be the same. Okay, all territories. Setting at $9.99. Printing cost is $2.84, so I'm going to get a 60% royalty of $3.50 for every book that I sell. Expanded distribution is like if it goes into bookstores and stuff, I'll only get $1 for there, but the good thing is they usually order like 10 at once, so it kind of evens out. I got the automatically done prices for each one, and then you can request approve here. I just request author copies once it's been published. It's like, if they had sent me one and then the printing stuff was wrong, then it wouldn't be good anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and publish this, and yeah, fingers crossed this is going to work this time. And then in the next video, I can show the ad stuff once this is in a published state. I want to try and get as many reviews and stuff as I can. Okay, so it says it can take up to 72 hours. It took me like 48 hours last time. That's fine. We're not going to publish a Kindle ebook because it's a coloring book. Now it's in review again, so I'm just going to wait for that to go through.